you guys doing? My name is Hamad alhmeed, and today I'm going to be trying to persuade you guys to not smoke, not to start smoking, and if you do smoke now, I will hopefully have changed your mind by the end of the speech because of the things I was going to say about smoking. But anyways, growing up, we've all been around somebody who smoked or who has, like, we've all had, for example, family members such as uncles, aunts, fathers, moms, grandparents, brothers, sisters, or some of you adults, you guys may have had sons or daughters that may have smoked, but uh, that's something significant. It's a very, very, very big community of smokers out there. But before I start off and go into detail about cigarettes and talk about all of this, I'm going to tell you one thing. Did you know that tobacco use is the single largest preventable cause of death and disease in the United States? That alone should speak to you significantly. Tobacco use is one of the largest preventable causes of death and diseases. Diseases can vary, such as cancer. It can break down your immune system, keep it lower. That I'm going to be going more into detail on what diseases you can get and what type of cancers and what are the effects of smoking. But that alone is a very significant thing. So we're going to start off by, I'm going to explain what goes into cigarettes. Let me just focus this right here real quick. But I'm going to talk about what goes into cigarettes. In cigarettes, there are over 600 chemicals. 600 chemicals. Some of these chemicals I can't even pronounce myself, but I will try. But the main ingredient in cigarette is tobacco. Now, what is tobacco, you may ask? Tobacco is a plant grown for its leaves, which are dried and fermented before it's being put into tobacco products. Tobacco contains nicotine, an ingredient that can lead to addiction, which is why you see so many people that keep smoking and smoking. Now, nicotine is a very addictive substance. I work at a store myself, so I see many smokers come in. Some of these people, I see them come by 3 to 2 packs a day. Some of these people, I see them come by like a Black and Mild, which is a cigar. It's just one cigar. They'll probably about 1 or 2 a day, depending on how their day is going. But that's what goes into like, that's the main thing that goes into cigars and cigarettes. It's tobacco. Next, I'm going to talk about the chemicals that are used in tobacco. There are over 600 chemicals currently used in a single cigarette. In one cigarette that one person smokes, there are over 600 chemicals used into making that cigarette. So some of these ingredients are acetone, acetic acid, ammonia, arsenic, benzene, butane, cadmium, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, hexamine, lead, naphthalene, methanol, nicotine, tar, and toluene. Now, I know you might recognize some of these terms, such as tar. Tar is what they use to seal the streets with, like seal the pavement with. Now, I know as a human and as a responsible person, after hearing that, I hope I will never be able to pick up a cigarette because I would not want something that they put on the street to seal the pavement in my body or in my lungs. That's just like a very harmful thing. So I would suggest that you stay away from that because some of these chemicals I can't even pronounce. Honestly, I have no idea what some of these chemicals are. These are just some of the chemicals. Mind you, there are 600 chemicals, and these are less than 10% of the chemicals that are put into the cigarette. But next, we're going to talk about the health effects. The health effects is something that's very major. These are all preventable. These are all preventable. Now, I don't know, it might not be, like, you might have cancer. You might have, get cancer later on in life, even if you don't smoke. But this is some stuff to help you, like this is, like, some of these things, like, you can prevent them from happening, such as damage to the respiratory system, lung disease, heart disease, a weakened immune system, liver cancer, kidney cancer, mouth cancer, and throat cancer. Now, these are all preventable. What that means is that if you didn't pick up a cigarette and you weren't smoking such as much, you can end this. You can end this. Like, you don't have to worry about that as much as a smoker would. So I have a little video on this, which I'm gonna pull up now, and this talks about the side effects of smoking.
Cigarettes are the only product that I know of that, if used as recommended by the manufacturer, will kill 60% of the customers. 60%, 60. So the tobacco-caused diseases range from lung cancer, which is the one that most people know about, but 30% of all cancers are caused by tobacco. Were it not for cigarettes, we would be winning the war on cancer in the United States. So the cancers range from lung cancer to bladder cancer, to kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, and a whole host of others. But it also is associated with emphysema, which is rising in our country as far as a percentage of people who develop it, and especially true in women. They seem to be more susceptible to developing emphysema at a lower dose, a shorter smoking history, less cigarettes over time. And then the big one is heart disease. That is the one that's a major killer in our country, and a very large percentage of heart attacks and heart disease are caused by cigarette smoking. The other things are hardening of the arteries and the vessels in the legs, abdominal aortic aneurysms, and a whole host of other tobacco-caused diseases. Cigarettes are the only problem.
Okay, after watching that video, excuse me, sorry about that. After watching that video, two main things caught my eye. How he said that 30% of cancers in the United States today are caused by tobacco use. That's frightening. 30% of cancers, 30% of everybody that has cancer has got it from smoking tobacco. And heart disease, that's not something to play around with. That's actually very deadly. I don't know too much about the topic myself, but heart disease just sounds frightening. I would be scared personally if a doctor was to tell me that I have heart disease. So next we're going to talk about the smoking cost. The smoking cost can range. Nowadays you can have cigarettes that cost $2 a pack, and some that cost up to near $9 a pack. The $9 ones you're talking about Newport. In some areas, I mean for Ohio, it's cheaper than most areas such as New York. Because in New York, the pack of Newports compared to the pack here there's a very big difference in the price. Over there, they're up towards $14 or $15, I believe. But down here, we sell them for $7.95 out the door, or some places charge $8, depending on what place you go to. But the average pack of cigarettes cost is $6.26, which means in 1 month you will spend $188 on cigarettes. In a year, an average smoker who smokes 1 pack a day will spend $2,292 on cigarettes alone. Now that is something really frightening. Spending that much of money, it's not little money by any means, but spending that much money on just cigarettes per year, you could have many more uses for that money, such as food, clothing, housing, and transportation. So that by itself, to speak alone, spending $2,300 a month is not something that we should take as a joke as a community. But in conclusion, I just want to say that tobacco products are not there's no benefits. You can't benefit anything from them. There are many different ways to quit these, but you just have to think about yourself and what the others around you have to suffer with. For example, kids, smoking around young kids, which a lot of parents do, it should be unacceptable because that could lead to the kid having certain types of diseases in the future, and you can never know what the outcome of that will be. But in conclusion, I just want to say that tobacco products are really not any benefit for us. We could stop. There are many different ways to quit. I hope you don't smoke. I hope, and if you do smoke, I'm pretty sure there's nicotine patches, nicotine gum. You could lower the dosage of nicotine until you feel like you're confident enough to stop smoking. And there's many other different solutions for that. So thank you guys, and I wish you guys the best.